All right, everybody, we're gonna get this party started again tonight. It's a night for a stick, I think. So unlike normal, it's a night for a stick. And my mood is just right for this stick. This is an Oliva Wrath from the Hellion line. Robert, you're a sissy. Let's see what we got in the house. Oh, we got Todd, we got Mike, we got Chip, we got Graham, we got Clarence. Clarence, welcome aboard, sir. Good to see you. Patrick. The usual suspects. Robert's there. Good to see you. Matthew from Picking and Piping. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? Still can't believe you called that a sissy stick. It ain't no sissy. How's everybody doing? I know we don't really have quite a set schedule, kind of like we normally do. That's because the week is kind of up in the air a little bit. That's because the boy, it's, you know, school nights and everything. It's a little more difficult to get everything like on a consistent time. So it's kind of just like between a 9 and 10 start time, mostly, for the most part of that. What is everybody smoking and drinking tonight, huh? What are you smoking and drinking? Let's go ahead and sound off. I've got some sweet tea. Oh, I forgot what I was going to get. Cool weather. You know what? I'm glad that the weather's cooling slightly too. Tonight, though, I'm drinking some Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill. It's good stuff. Yes, I was still getting it for like $42 a bottle back then.
Good evening, fellow pipe smokers. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Matthew here from Picking and Piping.
Does it say what I think it says? It says League of Chick. Have you seen that? That's hilarious. Is that ours? It says League of Chick. Possible. It's got a unicorn. If that doesn't make you feel like a man when you drink out of it, I don't know what will. DDT, good to see you, sir. Smell the cork. Yep. There we go. I like me some Heaven Hill. It's good stuff. You know, I was talking with a buddy of mine, and my wife had brought this up. I thought it was pretty cool. Robert, you are pushing it, my friend. He's like,
I'm getting really sick of
golly. Like, jeez. He's just pushing. The wife's out here. She's over in guest chair. That's good.
This is Patrick.
A little leather, a little oak, a little pepper.
This is Patrick.
It's good, as our buddy would say, Mr. Ammohead. It's good. Oh, Patrick's got him he's got some, what is that? What is H? Is it Haunted Bookshop, I'm guessing? In Aroma Lucite 673, drinking hibiscus tea. Some fancy tea with a splash of New Amsterdam gin. Ooh, look at, he's getting so fancy. Haunted Bookshop, okay. I just presumed, Patrick, but I didn't want to assume fully. Is that a mimosa you're drinking? Okay, I'm done just hacking on it. Shut up, Robert. First off, shut up, you ain't done. We know that. You couldn't be done if you had to be. We know that that's just ain't possible for you to be done.
All right, Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down.
WKR Pirate Cincinnati was in the house. Drinking him some Kool-Aid, small batch, and pairing it with Sun Bear that is also a small batch. It's all about the small batch. Cincy. I've been speaking of small batches and things like that. Cincy, you might check for me up there where you're at, see if you can find one. I have taken on because since basically the bourbons are not really hard to find. The hunt for bourbon is kind of lame because it really boils down to your wallet size. You can get any of these if you feel like paying stupid prices. And then if you're not willing to pay stupid prices, you have to be in very, very specific areas. So at that point, I mean, you know, I don't go elk hunting in Georgia because there's no elk. And I'm not going to fly all the way out to go hunt elk. So to me, not much of a point to hunt for those things. But I will say this, I'm going to have some videos going up for a group that I'm in. And that's specifically for Jefferson's Ocean. And this is an example of it if you've never seen it before. This is a Jefferson's Ocean, and it is an 11. If you can see the 11 on there. Probably can't. You might be able to see it. It's right there on the lid of it. So basically what I did was y'all all know the boys fanaticism. That's the right word, fanaticism. Everybody's pretty much aware of the boys fanaticism as it comes to, for instance, you know, boats, ships, you know, like the Titanic. He loves it. And not only does he love it, but he's, you know, he likes everything kind of nautical, but he also likes trains, and he also likes other things. The other thing that he really, really enjoys is he loves Savannah. Savannah is a very big, yeah, actually I did, Matthew. And so he loves Savannah, and both of my kids do. Is there a DDT? And so, because of his love for Savannah, his love for ships and boats, things of that nature, I thought it would be fun to, and the way these work is that they'll produce, you know, whatever it is, 60, 70, 80 barrels, you know, for one of these. And what they'll do is they'll send it out on the OC Search ship, I believe it is, and it'll leave out of the port of Savannah. So right there, it'll leave out of the port of Savannah, and it'll travel around with the barrels on board, and then it'll return. And they all have voyages. That one's a voyage 11. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to get voyages that corresponded with their age group. So I started with 25 way back when I thought it was, you know, really, really fascinating. After voyage number 25, I did a little more research and thought, hey, you know, this is cool. Andrew, welcome aboard, sir. And I thought it was just kind of cool. And I said, you know, I'm going to work on getting all the voyages that I can. And, you know, for every year, you know, for instance, my daughter turned 18, so we're going to have, she already turned 18, but I got a bottle of Voyage 18 this year, so we're going to crack that open during Christmas time and celebrate her 18th birthday again. And then when she turns 19, we're going to celebrate that with Voyage 19. The reason we're doing that for her is because she felt left out as can be from the process, because she too also loves Savannah. And I was trying to think of something similar for her, and she just said, well, I just feel left out. And I was like, well, would you like your own bottles? And she said, yeah. And so what I'm doing is that with these bottles, I'm getting each number, and as they age, we have a drink out of it. And then these two sets of bottles will go with them to their families. So I will house them. Yeah, I mean, I could get them, Cincy. You just got to pay the price. So, I mean, you know, it's not hard. But to me, like, the birthday dumps are nice. But to me, like, there's nothing about Blanton's that my kids care about. My kids like to go out on boats. My kids love Savannah, and I like bourbon. So there we go. So this was the the reason that the rest of them go for Blanton's is because they just don't have. They're just using it as an excuse for the Blantons, and I'm actually using it for family. So these blends, when they have their own families, the entire set that they have will go to them, and that'll be housed with their family. And so I thought it was a cool idea. I thought it was a nice, fun family idea, and I thought it was just, to me, it was a nice touch, and I was very excited to do that, and my wife was too. This is something we have fun doing. We go out on
You don't want to get mixed up
searches
with
for
a guy
it.
like me. I'm a loner, a rebel.
And so, it's just fun to me, and it's just a cool, to me, it's a cool idea that'll carry on after I'm gone. Unless they just hate it and they pour it all down the drain. I don't know, whatever. But after I'm gone, I'm not going to care anyways. So that's their problem. Road King, good to see you, sir. Andrew, what is it you say? Explain the Blanton's birthday bottle. So it's not a birthday bottle, it's the dump. So for instance, if you look at this bottle right here, you can see the date on the bottle. And you see that this one was dumped on 13 or 31 or whatever it is. So that's what he's talking about. That's the dump. And I agree with him. It's pretty cool. But I mean, to me, my kids have nothing. If my kids were equestrian horse riders, if they were riding horses, then yeah, sure, I'd probably go Blanton's all day. But otherwise, I went with the Jefferson's Ocean. I also like the fact that, like, out of the Jefferson's Ocean, they also make different ones. They'll make a wheated, they'll make a rye, they'll make a whatever it's called, the cask strength. Like they'll make different ones, and it's just kind of fun. And the voyages go on different voyages, and then you can read the voyages. A lot of them, they'll have tags on there. And with those tags, it'll have the captain's log and everything. 100% a gimmick. It's completely a gimmick. But, I mean, how many times do you do birthday family kind of traditions and they're gimmicky anyways? So, I mean, if you think about gimmicks, like, so much of the stuff we do surrounds around gimmicks anyways. But this was one that I actually liked. I picked up the 25 because I like wheated. I like sweeter wheated bourbons. And I was sold on it. I was completely sold on it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And so, to me, it's fun to collect them. Have you heard of those wine makers who are selling the wine bottles at the bottom of the ocean and then charging stupid prices? That's hilarious. No, that's disgusting. That's awful. That's gross. But I would also just say, I would just give them a crap wine. Say, here's some Boone's Farm. Beep. Whatever. But, so right now I've got everything from 26. I need another 26. I need another 24. But I got both the 25s. Got both the 23s, both the 22s. I only have one 21. The Voyage 21 seems to be one of the most ridiculous one to find. I found I've got some 20s. I've got a couple 19s. I've got a couple of, what was the other? I got the 19s. I also got the 18s. I found those. Those were hard to find. Those are about as hard to find as the 21s. And then all of a sudden I found some 17s. And then all of a sudden I found a 16. And then all of a sudden I found a bunch of 11s, which was odd. 11 was that just sat out there like, really? 11 way back then? Apparently 11 was one of their higher rated as well. So I'm contemplating getting more of those because I imagine that could probably help me get a 21 at some point. So, but gimmicky, but still fun in terms of, hey, the wife and I, that's part of our date night. We'll go out and just take a part of Georgia and just drive around, hunt some down, see what we find. You can find some cool stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh, there's Glenn. He's true blue. So I mean, it's a good time. It's a good time. We have a lot of fun with it. And so, you know, for me, yeah, why not? Why not? Do a little family tradition. I'm good with it. But like I said, tonight is a Heaven Hill night. So we're gonna go that route. Yeah, that's early, all right. I'll tell you that. So if you could tell by the thumbnail,
Mike from Briar Blues here.
There he is.
Welcome to the dark side.
I love that. I love the fact that that's actually Mike's real voice that I just like augmented sound wise to give him that Darth Vader kind of sound. And that's fun to me. I was like, that's, you know, it was fun just trying to work that out when I had more time. Good times never seem so good. But if you were watching, I think his name's James Long. He watched so let me back up. Charlie, so I was driving to South Carolina, as Matthew was talking about. I did drive to South Carolina. That's where I got the 2 Voyage 17s. And then on the way back, that's how I got
Do you know who I am?
a couple more Voyage 11s.
Kind of a big deal. People know me. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
We know you, sir. We know you. And so that's where I also got the Voyage 16. So I loaded up some 11s, a 16, a couple 17s. Some guy was selling Weller for $30. Had to buy that, even though that's still over double the price that I used to pay. But semi-decent. Chad, welcome aboard, sir. Big country, good to see you. But still extremely decent for the price compared to what it usually is. And so I was like, you know what? I got to have it. Charlie, good to see you. Speak of the devil. Not in the least, but I am smoking a Wrath by Oliva. And Charlie did a really good video while he was pondering in his place of ponderance. And I feel like he needs to have a sign there, like Charlie's place of ponderance. So as he's doing his video and he's meandering by, we can see that sign. And of course, he was talking about James Long's video where, you know, it was a very deep video. They were out on the water. It was nice. They were having some fun, and James Long put it to everybody on whether or not, you know, the United States was at the point of a national divorce. And, you know, obviously he voiced, you know, could be. You know, he could see why there would be reasons to. He could see why there would be reasons not to. And, you know, I following Charlie's instructions, I went and watched James first so I could get the details. Of course, I was on my long road trip to South Carolina, so I had plenty of time to listen to this. And I wanted to see his angels. And I was kind of surprised to even see that video from both of them. And, you know, and Charlie, you know, as he has a great way of speaking and opining on his thoughts. And Charlie made some good statements in terms of, you know, everybody's very, very different. You know, you can walk down the road and shake hands with 5 people and you're going to meet somebody that's got different views than you do. That's just going to happen. And that's of course what's great. That's what's great about the United States, is that we have all of those differing views. And, you know, and based on that video, you know, Charlie surmised that no national divorce, not an option. And I agree with that sentiment. And then I thought more on it. And I said, okay, what would drive the country to even talk about this? And then what would drive that further? What would finally put the wedge that there's no turning back? Some people think we've already went past that. Glenn, you are such a true blue man. I know you're completely bored. You like you bunch of Americans, as well as DDT and some of our other brethren up north. And you know what? Like when they do like national divorce, do they even consider what it would do to Canada? You know, it's kind of rude. And you know, when we do the national divorce, you don't see little Hawaii out there, and you sure don't see Alaska. You know, nobody's really considerate when it comes to this whole national divorce thing. But I digress. And so I thought about it, and I said, okay, what would get there? What would make us get there? All out war. Okay. All out conflict. Okay. I mean, what did we see in the Civil War? Glenn, we need so many things. And there's obviously different views and different points all the time. And a lot of times people say that, you know, we're talking past each other. I'm not sure we're talking past each other anymore. I feel like at one point in time we were probably talking past each other, but I think I did not divorce Charlie. I expanded the family. Thanks, sir. And so I'm sitting there looking at it and thinking, you know, I think everybody kind of has kind of drawn a lot of lines in the sand. And I think there's just different levels of it. But at some point, you know, we have to decide, are we okay with the lines that are drawn? And I think that's the bigger thing. I think, you know, we talk about the conflicts between two parties. I'm getting to the point, and this speaks to what Biden said about this ultra MAGA, which is going to go into Senpai MAGA, which is going to go into Cum Laude MAGA. I don't. At some point, MAGA is going to get. I don't know what other names are going. It's going to be Megatron MAGA at some point, and then Optimus Prime MAGA. At some point, I don't know. I'm confused on where they draw that line. But there's obviously, you know, some division there in the Republican Party. And I feel like some of the lines that have been drawn need to kind of be addressed in the party. That like their own party needs to kind of hold themselves accountable, if that makes sense. Because if me and a buddy, when I was little, got in a fight, it did not always get settled between the two of us. And in fact, we had additional groups that, you know, would support us, and, you know, you would have that tribal mentality. What usually fixed a lot of problems was when parents then got involved. And again, I'm not using this analogy in terms of we have children and all that kind of stuff. There's plenty of people that act childish, everything else. But when the parents got involved, and basically I would say the family got involved, and a lot of times it was even siblings. Siblings would get involved. And sometimes they just came in and said, "You guys are being idiots. What is wrong with y'all? What are you even fighting about?" And sometimes it takes somebody from your own family to say, what the hell are you talking about? And I think at some point what has to happen to prevent that said divorce in the family is the family does have to come together, but they need to be bridging some of these things together on whichever side they're at, so that way they're ready to come to the table with each other. Because as polarized as everything has become, you have to wonder what's the end goal. And there's a difference between talking to somebody and talking with somebody. There's a big difference between talking at somebody and have a conversation with somebody. And you're never going to get anything accomplished talking at somebody. And not only that, but that's the immediate tell that they're not even trying to find any common ground. The easiest way to figure out if in a conversation is when somebody says, so-and-so did that, how ridiculous your party is. Okay, you don't care at all. All you want to do is jab, snide, spit venom. That's all you're trying to do. Y'all didn't have a fight. Come on now. Glenn would koala bear you so fast. He runs as fast as an emu, sir. Don't test the man from down under. And so Sweet Muffins, good to see it. So in aspect, I think one of the things is you have to realize immediately in the conversation what the intent is of the person speaking. If they are directly talking at you, they're not wanting a conversation with you. And feel free to call them out and just say, look, don't, if you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. You want to talk politics? We'll talk politics. I'll talk politics with anybody. You want to talk religion? I'll talk religion with anybody. You want to talk marriage? I'll talk marriage with you. You want to talk about astronomy? Sure. You want to talk astrology? I draw the line. I do. I draw the line there. Because I keep adding ones. I'm just not with it. I can't do it. Roberto always loves a hug. I'm glad he's feeling better. And so I am not sure yet if a national divorce would be required. I would hope not. It would be the hope. Will there be a semi-national divide anyways? I feel like possibly. And I'm not completely opposed to that in certain forms of it. If people want to move to certain states because they like the government there, the local government there, and things like that, I'm okay with that. I mean, I think everybody should be able to live wherever the hell they want to that they like. Go for it. Do it. You do you. Go right ahead if that's what you want. Amen there, Charlie. Amen, sir. And it's a lot of times too that we hear a lot of things. You hear people say, well, you're just spouting talking points. So when somebody comes to me and says, for instance, they like to harp on sometimes me being a Christian. And I've got liberal buddies that are not Christians. They're non-religious, they state. And I'm like, okay, fine. That's on you. By the way, Jesus loves you, and you can come over anytime. Put down that sissy stick and get a man's pipe. I could probably get a man's pipe here in a minute. I'll be done with this cigar soon. So I mean, this is gonna last a little while, anyways. But I'll have people come to me and they'll say, they'll come to me about certain rights, for instance, like Second Amendment rights. My dad was in the Army. He was a cop. My mom was a cop. I grew up in the Midwest. I was born in the Midwest. I was around guns and hunting and everything else. and fishing and all of that. And so I would be a 2A advocate just from my upbringing. Now, clean that shop, sir. You go right ahead. You do it, sir. So I'm a 2A advocate. And immediately somebody, you know, one of my friends or somebody I know or somebody in the community will say, well, I mean, you know, then you don't believe in the preservation of life. And I'm like, well, that's drastically incorrect. And they're like, what are you going to do? You going to say an eye for an eye? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to say an eye for an eye, though that is a tenet, you know, that was part of the Old Testament. And, you know, and for me, you know, when it comes to Christ, he says, you know, you don't dole out evil back at evil. And what that is that's really not getting revenge. That's the eye for an eye is more of a stance of revenge or retribution. It's not about self-defense. Okay? The Bible's clear that self-defense is okay. There's many verses in the Bible, Old Testament, and there is in the New Testament as well, about self-defense, and self-defense is acceptable. Because that is the preservation of life. And not only is self-defense of yourself okay, but self-defense of those in need. And so, you know, but the problem is the person that's arguing this to me, they haven't read any of this. And so I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, then what are we arguing about? Why, you know, exactly, Ron. That's, you know, granted, it's in the Old Testament, understood. You know, Christ just, he said, you know what? It's like, you know, let's not combat evil with evil. And self-defense and defense of those that can't defend themselves is not evil. That is just defending them. And that's okay. And absolutely, Matthew, is loving thy neighbor. And by the way, self-defense is also loving thy neighbor. If you see somebody being attacked, loving thy neighbor is helping to defend them. 100%. So, and even that we're scared to do a lot of times with laws and everything else. And so, to the point we have to have good Samaritan laws. So, do I think we need a national divorce? I don't think we need it. Just like I don't think most marriages need divorce. If we divorce, it's going to be for selfish reasons, which is vastly the reason that the majority of divorces occur. There are domestic cases, for sure. But that's not the norm. That's not the norm. That's not even close to the norm. If we have a national divorce, it's for selfish reasons, which at that point, the national divorce is not going to stop any of the problems. And that's why I say this needs to be a family orientation type thing. Each tribe, each family that's sub-family of the larger family needs to get together and start talking to their group and say, you need to back your ass down a little bit. What you said to that person is not okay. Because then now the person in that group needs to say, ooh. Now I'll say I've been called out before, and like I said, I've after I get done internally, you know, processing it and being a victim, then I think about it and then I'm like, okay, I see, I get the point. And sometimes I don't get the point, but I typically get the point. And a lot of times that comes from a place of being very defensive. And in a lot of cases, these arguments go, because that's what they're, and not even arguments, but these attacks are that's what the desired outcome is. The desired outcome is for that person, when they come to you and say, look what your elected representative did. And then we're just at the point, I'm at this point with somebody already who isn't interested in really talking back and forth or compromising. It's simply the fact that they want to just attack. And I'm like, then we're not going to get anywhere. So if they mention something, I can just mention back, okay, well, your guy did this. And where are we going to get? That's not going to solve anything. And the thing is, you've got to have people that are from that own group that says, hey, dude, look, you're just attacking this guy and you're not making any real good points and you're not trying to do that. And there are full-on groups on either side that just want to go at it. And some's out of passion, some of it's out of control. Is there room for compromise? Yes. You have to compromise. You can't not compromise. When somebody cuts you off, you have a decision. Am I going to ram this person because they freaking cut me off? Am I going to flip them off? Or am I just going to be like, okay, shrug it off? What are you going to do? If you shrug it off, it's a compromise. If you ram them, it's not a compromise. You are full on eye for an eye in it. Which at that point, guess what? You broke the law, so you're going to pay. And then you're going to be pissed off that you have to pay. And that needs not be the result. And then there needs to be people in sub-communities as well. Especially playing yard darts, which is one of the greatest games ever played. So then, one particular one that I had gotten into a discussion about, which I found fascinating. And any teachers out there, again, this isn't to offend teachers or anything like that. This was just a discussion where, because of my faith, it was brought up about how Christian schools have problems with people assaulting children in various ways. Just to try not to get it too colorful in the language. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I said, but what about public schools? Because the problem that I have is, to me, I have to have linear logic. All right. So if it happens in one school, what happens in another school? And again, you can use this in any kind of analogy, because I'm a simple person. 2 + 2 has to equal 4. 4 - 2 has to equal 2. We got to be able to go back and forth on this. And it doesn't always work, and I can understand the situation that doesn't. But this one was, I said, so does none of this happen in public school? And there's been studies out there saying that it absolutely happens in public schools. Well, duh. There's bad people everywhere. And my argument is constantly that don't blame the Christian faith because people decide to do bad things. There's no tenets in the Bible that says you can do those things. So we talked about this at length, and we got on the fact of the private schools and how, there's a lot of private schools that do really good work. In fact, there was a study about inner city kids in Washington, D.C., and how inner city kids were doing better than the other kids. And you can say why these are happening and things like that. And then the argument came, well, the teachers at private schools make way more than the ones at public schools. I said, is that the case? So I pulled from, I don't know if y'all have heard of the website called, I think it's advertised a lot. It's a hiring website. What was it called? ZipRecruiter. So I pulled up ZipRecruiter just to see what the salaries were for the average private school teacher versus the average public school teacher. Because this person was arguing that just the schools, private schools are drastically pay people way better. I say, well, but I mean, not all of them have to get the same education level that public schools do. And so I pulled up ZipRecruiter, and ZipRecruiter said that when I searched for public school teachers, so I'll hold that right there, said that the national average for a public school teacher was around $43,000 a year. Could go all the way up to $88,000 at the max, $16,500 at the lowest. Then I pulled private, and it's $25,000 a year. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of studies out there, but I was like, let me just go to the source of hiring, let me go to the source of hiring, because that to me makes just more sense. But the person doesn't want to hear these types of things. That's not the objective. And as much as it's not the objective, you know, I when somebody brings something to me and I don't know, I'm going to research it, because I say enough stupid things as it is. At least if I'm going to say something stupid, it's going to be somebody else's stupid thing that I read. It's not going to be mine. Okay, doing it wrong. See, that makes sense. I could see that. And so, you know, so to me, and you know, I also posed to that person too. I said, well, you know, I'm like, well, you know, your Bill Clinton sent their daughter to private school, Christian school. Obama sent their kids to the same Christian school. There's a big pattern of that. And I said, you know, I'm like, even at the highest level, you're seeing a lot of them go to Christian. Now, some of those Christian schools might be just, you know, like a, hey, Glum Chum, might just be, for instance, like a tradition. I could see that. I mean, that makes sense to me. Or they have like some kind of agreement, you know. The school's right there. It had something to do with the Quakers, and it was something about the walk of light or something like that. But anyways, Christian based. I was like, you know, at that point, you know, the person also just starts to divert. All right, so I've presented that information, and then immediately we're on to another subject. Now I'm like, wait a minute, why? Like, hold on, you brought this to me. I'm giving it to you with facts and everything, and apparently facts don't matter. And so when it comes to this national divide, at some point it's going to come to a head one way or the other, and everybody has to decide, are they going to cool it all off, not just themselves, but people they associate with and everything else, or is it just going to become toxic? And one of the ways that it's become extremely toxic is when we're censoring people. And I don't like when a president comes out and talks about their own people as semi-fascist. Hey, you can't be semi-fascist, okay? You have to be fascist. If you're semi-fascist, you're not fascist. It doesn't matter how semi-fascist you are. You can be right up there, but you're not fascist. So then you're not a fascist. It's just ridiculous on its face, so I'm just going to chalk it up to a Biden moment, because I can't chalk it up.
Come on, man.
To anything else, which is fine. And the poor old man shouldn't even be having to deal with, you know, they shouldn't have put him there to begin with. Poor guy. I mean, he's old as dirt. But you can't come into office saying you're going to bring everybody together and then just really, really drag a whole group of one party through the mud. You just can't do that. That is not going to go well. Hey, Charlie. And so, and I'm not saying that any of those people in that group don't do anything wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I think each group does plenty on both sides wrong. And then there's things that I don't think anybody is going to agree on. And that's going to be the Rubicon, as they say. That's the Rubicon that's going to get crossed. That's going to be tough. And I don't care if you like Biden or not. He's your president. Get over it. Deal with it. It's for God's sakes, it's 4 years. And then if it's 8 years, then it's 8 years. And then you move on to the next. For God's sake, it's not forever. And people just get so bent out of shape. Like, my God, like, you would think that this country hasn't survived a couple hundred years. Not to mention, if you go way back in history, like, elections were brutal. People died. They were extremely violent. They were extremely violent, extremely hostile. And one of the things that Charlie said that I also thought was fascinating too is he was talking about social media and how he didn't have social media for the longest time. And to me, that says a lot. To me, that says a lot in terms of, yeah, we didn't have social media, but we did have propaganda, and we did have talking groups. And the part to me that is vastly different with the social media than it was before is how exposed children are to it. My children have been exposed to it. And dog didn't like that one. And I'm just not okay with the way that social media is acting. I'm not okay the way social media is acting with the government. I'm not okay with the way and there's a lot of things I don't like. But man, social media, I've said this before, we were not prepared for the internet. The internet was Pandora's box in all sense of the word. Robert, you lie. You freaking lie. But yeah, I mean, like, the student loan thing. Yeah, there's people that are going to have student loans forgiven on both sides and say that's garbage. There's going to be people on both sides that are absolutely going to take advantage of it. So what? I agree with one of my buddies who said, you know what? The only people whose taxes should change because of the student loan should be the people that have had student loans forgiven. I'm like, I could see that. That makes sense. Why wouldn't that? Why wouldn't that make sense? Why not? Either way, people are paying for it. People are paying somehow. And we know how that goes with taxes. Ask Mike about taxes. We want to talk about taxes. Ask Mike about those. But social media almost needs to be regulated much more heavy than any drug, than any alcohol, than any tobacco product. It should be regulated on a level. And the scary thing is you can't really regulate it to the nth you need it to without government actually coming in. I know, Mike, I hear you. Coming in and like getting their fingers like really all the way into your house and your life. And I'm not for that. Charlie says human nature does not change, a new thing. SM brought was the enormous scale of communication, social media, scale of communication, information with no social tools in place, the process truth from. This is a fact. Yeah. I mean, like, but we know about disinformation, like, like way before this. There's always been propaganda. So we know that. But the problem is we let companies have the control instead of us controlling. We allowed companies to use algorithms to push things to us when we should have said no. We should have said no a long time ago, and I don't know if you can put that genie back in the bottle. Things were fed to my daughter as she was growing up that appalls me now, that she tells me about, which is why she thinks the way that she does. And this is, got it. This is where, we hit that impasse where let's pay for the student loans because 18-year-olds aren't mature enough to take a loan, but 18-year-olds are easily mature enough to pick up a rifle and go die for their country. There's a disconnect here. This rationale, I don't have any linear logic here that I can apply to this. That linear logic would go straight back and say, well, 18-year-olds shouldn't be going in the military. But we know for a fact that we utilize 18-year-olds because they're the most fit. They're the most fit to fight the war. And if they die, they haven't contributed to society in any other meaningful way. Therefore, they won't truly be missed. It's a heartless, terrible thing, but that's the fact. And we have to thank anytime there's somebody of service. Anytime there's somebody of service and thank them for their service. Take the opportunity on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, especially Memorial Day. Thank your veterans. But on Memorial Day, go put out a flag. You know, people say prayers don't matter. That's garbage. Prayers matter. They matter to the person praying. They matter to the people you pray for. And put out a flag. Show how much love you have for the people that sacrificed, because they got used. They got used. Wars are ugly and awful, and they use people, which is the terrible part about it. And yeah, like Chad says, self-regulation. Yeah, I mean, hey, this is what I think. I'll read Mike's real quick. The biggest difference between social media and the way propaganda news was provided is no consequences on social media for telling falsehoods. 30 years ago, a new person that spoke an untruth paid a price. I mean, they did and they didn't, Mike. I mean, there was plenty of propaganda that was spread around that nobody paid for. You know, it wasn't until they broke a law. Like, you can say whatever you want. People say, well, you can't say fire and a burning in a theater. Well, no, that's not true. If it's on fire, you can say it. You just can't have a call to action in the United States and get people hurt. You just can't do that. And that's the scary thing. I mean, they definitely, now people paid prices way back when in the United States elections where you had outright brawls, you had outright fights, you had outright killings, and those prices were paid for that. But they weren't just. Those weren't just prices. Those were people taking the law in their own hands, which I don't condone. But the people within their own groups have to start, like Chad said, work on yourself. And I've noticed this. This is something that I've noticed, and my wife and I talk about this all the time. And that's Robert, amen to that. That's what I try to do all the time. If I find out you're a vet, my heart gets so huge and just swells and is extremely grateful. And my wife and I talk about this. You have a group right now on both sides. One side is very dominant in it in terms of the people that you hear the most from, and one side's not. But the biggest polarization to me is being a victim and pulling up your bootstraps. That's extrospective, where the world is just against me and the world is the reason why I haven't succeeded, or the world is the reason why that person did succeed. That's extrospective. Introspective is, what did I do wrong? How can I make more money? How can I do a better job? How can I do things? And then how can I even help people? That's introspective. And I see vastly more success from being introspective than I do extro. And I think there needs to be a lot of, like Chad is saying, that examination and improvement, that introspective way of thinking. Okay, and that's an exercise. It's truly an exercise. It's not easy. I do this all the time, and I'm ashamed that I'm not nearly as good as I should be. And I think if most people, are somewhat critical of themselves, they'll probably say the same thing. If they're honest, if they're truly honest with themselves, I think the vast majority of people will say the same things. And the problem with the vast majority is the vast majority kind of goes along to get along on both sides. We talk about people voting party line, things like that. That's what that is. That's going along. And that's also like, just somebody just, feeding you, and you get the talking points and then you go. And that's rough. And it wasn't until my daughter and the conversations I had to have with her, it's tough conversations I didn't think I had to have, where I had to look introspective and say, I dropped the ball. I let her have social media at a moment in time she should not have had it. and she got fed things that she should not have had to absorb. And we're not making the same mistake now, but the damage was done with her, and it's a constant work in progress. And she's come around quite a bit, and I'm proud of her because she's using that wonderful brain of hers and just thinking, which is all I want. All I care about is if you think. Whatever conclusion you come to is fine by me if you're thinking. If you're regurgitating, well, I mean, it's then you know, there's nothing there to fix. There's nothing there. You have just dropped that in there and said, I'm going with it. And people don't realize that we as human beings are people of faith. We're people of huge faith, whether you're religious or not. We're people of huge faith. When you drive down the road, you have faith that all the other drivers are going to adhere to the laws, so that way you're not going to get hit by a car. And unfortunately, sometimes, even with that faith, we still get hit. We want that to be not the norm. We put faith in so many things when there's no true reason to always put that faith. But we do it anyways. And we're 100% people of faith, which also means that we will believe things. And sometimes we'll believe things that are completely absurd. And unfortunately, when it comes to kids, that's even more so. Yeah, Charlie. I mean, that's it. It's you know, it's believing without seeing. And this is also why too, like, you know, when people talk about insurance, well, I don't need insurance. That will never happen to me. Why do some people believe that? Especially nowadays, where we have so much TV that shows us so many bad things. Like this notion of it won't happen to me. I do have faith in seatbelts, but then you have to have faith in airbags, and then all of a sudden here comes, you know, what was it? The Toyota. Oh God, the Toyota Prius, I think, just had exploding airbags. I mean, that was awful. And so, but we are, human beings are immensely faith driven, and that's okay. I'm good with that. I think that's great, because used for good, that it can create wonderful things. But you know, used for ill, it can destroy like nothing else can. And that's where we're at, and that's why in each one of those main parties, you have to have groups discussing within there that have also opposing views, because not everybody that's left leaning believes in every single left ideology. Not everybody that's right leaning. Am I doing this right? Are y'all on the right side? Everybody that's right leaning. Is this showing right or is this showing left? I'm gonna do this right for you. And left over here. They most people go right towards the middle. And we forget that because there's so many loud voices that are just garbage. And sometimes the garbage voices really think they're doing the right thing. They believe that they're doing the right thing. And then there's some that absolutely know they're not doing the right thing. And to me, the scariest part is a group of children growing up that have been influenced in ways they shouldn't have been, because they're not ready. They're not ready at all. They're not ready for a lot of things. Do I think 18-year-olds are competent enough to take out a loan? Hell no. Of course not. They're dumb until I think they're dumb till they have kids sometimes, but I think they're really dumb until like their 30s. I think they're dumb then too. I don't know. I don't know the full mature level that they have, but they're dumb at 18. Come on. They sign up for the military. No, that's not dumb. Thank them for their service, but but I mean, like, we're not talking about rocket science here. We're just talking about basic. You know, we're just talking about like basic mental aptitude. And I feel the younger generation is even worse than my generation. And I know for a fact my generation is worse than my parents' generation. And so on and so forth. And I think that's because we've lost a lot along the way. We've gained so much in some ways, and we've lost so much in others. And a true testament to that is how so many parents, myself included, allowed iPads and iPhones to become babysitters. And anybody that says they're not guilty of it is full of themselves. They are full of themselves, and they are kidding not only themselves but everybody else involved. Don't ever believe it. Don't believe that garbage for 5 seconds. Everybody has done it. Patrick, we know that kids were dumbed down just during COVID. We saw studies where kids, you know, that are in pre-K and younger having problems with speech. Well, obviously, because when you're toddlers, part of the way you learn speech is to see it visually. That's how children learn a lot. I mean, how many times have we said children are like parrots? They're going to repeat everything you say. They're going to do everything you do. That's what they do. They're learning from us. And sometimes they learn the wrong things. And it's scary to see those types of things, and it's humbling to see the people that are doing it right, because it's taken way more work than it used to. Everything's taken way more work than it used to. Do we need a national divorce? I don't know. I don't think need is the right word. Will they want a national divorce? Not unlike the majority of divorces that occur between couples now. Yeah, there's a lot that want it. Both sides. How do we convince those people that we have to stop thinking about what we want personally, and how we can get them to start thinking about across the way and say, you know what, I need to hang on for that person. That's the trick, and that's a tough one. That's going to be hard, but it starts within the little groups, talking to people, being better people. We don't associate with our damn neighbors like we used to. I remember having parties and hanging out with neighbors all the time. I mean, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whoever. We used to do dinners with families. Man, we used to have so much fun together. 4th of Julys were awesome. Now you're like, God, I hope I don't get too close to that person next to me on the 4th of July. Golly, man. And man, we would have parties and everybody there believed something different or had different views, but we had fun together. We loved hanging out with each other. And there's a lot of things that changed. And I don't know everything that changed, but I know a lot of things did change. And I'm sad for it. I'm sad for it because I think that's part of the problem. Social media stopped the neighborhood parties, stopped the association and physical association. Yeah, we do this, and this is great. This is fun. But this right here should just be an addition to. Like, I envy everybody that's going to Vegas. because that's the real deal. The Vegas is the real deal. And by God, if you can go and find some way to do it, do it. But that's the real deal. That's what we need. It's hard. I've never thought in my whole life I would ever say that Vegas is what we need. But, you know, I mean, it's like that to me, that's the truth.
So
you know,
you're telling me there's a chance.
But Vegas is what everybody needs. Just like we enjoy our pipe community. Vegas is it, baby. And I hope so many strong relationships are forged in those moments. I pray that so many of those solid relationships forge in those interactions. And then it should be a massive buildup to the next one we can find and get everybody together. Because we all find an excuse not to. Whether they're valid or not, they're still an excuse. I agree that mine's an excuse. Regardless if it's valid, it's still an excuse. But by God, I am excited for those that are going to forge some very, very long-term friendships. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be cool. I hope I can watch it. I hope I can participate in one of the lives or something like that and watch what's going on and see and try to, you know, enjoy that as much as I can. And that's what this is for. This is for that. This is that extra bit. This is not the main course, but we treat it like it's the main course. This is a side dish. This is a salad. This is a little dessert. And I truly believe there's going to be some amazing friendships done there. And that's where the national divorce needs to be resisted. That's where the national divorce needs to be fought on the front lines. And the front lines are in person. So when you walk down the road, smile. When you walk down the road, wave and say hi, or just say hi. Hey, how's your day going? When you talk to somebody on the phone, smile. Be on the front lines and be willing to be part of the reunification and not the divide. That's what has to happen. And that's what I think. Clarence, I hate trying to talk to my grandkids and they can't even look at you or really pay attention because they're on their phone. 100%. 100%. That's why we just have and this is for my wife and I as well. This is for both of us. It's not just the kids, it's adults, especially older adults. God, my dad will sit there on his phone. And I'm like, no, sir, let's have a chat. Charlie, it starts with people like you that put out good videos that are wholesome and have great messages. And I'm not one to usually do this because I'm not the best with words. I'm not the best with always how to convey what I'm thinking and things like that. I'm a simple man. And so, you provide some inspiration, Charlie, and that's appreciated. And, you and I aren't going to agree on everything, and that's fine. So what? Who cares? But that's a society. A society is not censoring people and telling people not to say things. Everybody's a grown-ass adult. We don't need somebody telling us what we can and can't hear. We're grown adults. We can do that our damn selves. We can do that, and we can be better for it. But what we do need is the interaction. We are, just like we are made for faith, we're also made to interact. And this is interaction for sure, and I love it. But this isn't the main course. This isn't the front line. This is a megaphone off to the side. The front line is Vegas and other shows where we get to interact and hang out. And as many times as we don't make the excuse for quality time, my friends and I do this. This is what I said. Like when Derek's here, this is part of me and Derek interacting and being on the front line. This is keeping relationships strong. Heck, I want to invite other people. When Willie comes down, it's about making more relationships and keeping relationships strong. You like that puppy. Feed him some more bacon. And the stronger we make those relationships, what do they say? A single strand will break, but a strand, many strands together will hold. That's it right there. That's the main course, baby. Let's rock and roll. Now enough of this hard talking stuff. Let's get to a little fun. Let's see. In fact, let's really see what's cooking in terms of a main course and check out my good buddy Ammo Head and see what he made. What y'all thinking tonight? I'm thinking either let's see. I am thinking, golly, he's just got so many. I like that. Spanish rice my way. How about big breakfast sub thing is ridiculous? Or country fried hamburger steak with home fries. What do y'all think? No, you did. Did you really? It's chicken pot biscuits. I have looked at that, Charlie, and I was like, because I love me some chicken pot pie. Shot? I'll take a shot. I'll tell the wife to give me a shot. Well, I've got enough in here I can shoot it. Ooh. Oh. Woo, mercy. That was on the house there, Mike. Oh, you did, Charlie? I'm going to watch that. Come here, camera. Hello, camera. There we go. I love him. I'm telling you, he's like, my wife and I used to just good mythical more of this thing. Oh, all right, so, god dang. Oh, southern fried chicken livers, onions, and potatoes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy. All right, or a hamburger casserole. I don't know how to pick. By God. There's just so many good ones. That freaking hamburger he made was insane. You know what? Nope, this did it. Homemade chili, AK-47 style, plus a zombie. Yep.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make some attempt to make some.
Actually, hold on 1 second. Let's. I gotta do this before I do that, which is I gotta jump on the Briar Report. Make sure you go and check out the BriarReport.org. Anything new going on here? Hold on. We're gonna check out, see if there's anything new. I think I need a drink now, Martin. Get a drink, Clarence, because I'm gonna have another one. Now that Mike's making me take shots. This is not even Friday. We're almost to Friday. Better have your asses there for Friday. Because I love you. I don't know what I'm going to do Friday. I feel like Friday's been over the top every single Friday. It just got better and better and better. I feel like it's like the stock market. We got to have a pew. I don't know yet. Illicit tobacco seized in Belgium. That's not good. That's not good at all. 4th annual NWA pipe and tobacco show held. Okay, that's good. That's good. Like to see that. Make a concerted effort to get out to some shows. Do it. And some meetups. Make a concerted effort. I'm going to try and get to Alabama at some point. No, nothing new here. Jack the Piper rebrands as Gispitaletti. I don't know how to say this. How do you say that, Mike? I don't know how to say this. I'm gonna watch that video, Charlie. I'm excited to see it. All right, nothing there. All right, everybody saw the new pocket jar. I'm still upset. I'm still a bit upset. Call me cynical, but these used to be $8.99. They used to be $9. Have a hard time with them going up $4. Hill Rock Bourbon, do it, sir. Company holiday tomorrow, so Friday is today. Yes, sir. And I think, is everybody off on Monday? If you're off on Monday, boy, I'm gonna see if I can get Derek over for a live. Probably won't happen, but by God, we'll do something. Oh, good. Aw. I can't wait to watch it, Charlie. Thank you. That's sweet of you to do it for your daughter. I need to do something for my daughter, too, like that. But I love the new pocket jars. I like how they're thinner. That's basically what he goes through. He talks about how with the 2.0, it's thinner, it's lighter. You can carry a bit more in it, and all that's great. So I mean, I'm good with it. Yeah, see, like 12% more storage, 26% lighter. Yeah, new colors, airtight. Yeah, and I mean, I get it, but I mean, were you really using this thing? By the way, I have my if you can see it, I have my Briar Report, the OG. I've got mine. I won't tell you how I got it. I've told you before, and if you didn't watch, that's too bad for you. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't know. What do you think? All right, tell me. Y'all tell me. Tell me in chat. Do you think I should get... I've been looking for new things to give away. Do you think... Cincy, aren't you your own boss? Should I get some over a pipe pocket jars? What do you think? Doing it wrong prefers smelly bags. I love how like the bulk of... Yeah, see, I told you, Cincy, you funny guy. I love how people dropped when they're going to completely miss some ammo head. That's the best part of this segment. And he's so nice because he let me do it. It's such a sweet guy. He's a sweetheart. He truly is. Sub him like crazy if you haven't. Let's see, where was I at? So yeah, I like these. Of course I do. Man. 3118. I'm trying to remember. I think they were cheaper than that before. But I mean, around 10 and change is better. Again, I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like there should be a custom style. Maybe I need to get with the Briary. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a custom style where these can stack and turn into a tube. Does anybody agree with me? To like turn like have this actually extend further out and like have this bottom piece that goes down here, right? So this bottom piece goes down here, but you can buy expanders that bridge out a little bit, and then you can actually you can make a tube where it seals on the way down. Does that make any sense? Does everybody understand what I mean by that? I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. Over a pocket. No, I'm not. Look, this is patent pending or patented. I don't know. I think it's patented. But I mean, does that compute to where this right here, this in the base, boom, these are a set. But you could buy expanders that go all the way down to here, and you could just make a tube that you could throw in the bag. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like I need to talk to the guy, see what he says. Because then it's one lid. You think so, Mike? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I like the idea, and I think you would get plenty more out of it. Then Then you're like, all right, I've got this, and this. Oh, I've got Haunted Bookshop here. I'm going to just undo this one part. Boom, here's my tobacco. Take it, boom, 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 seal it back up. Yeah, so it makes it taller, but it would stack it. So like, shit, do I have a sheet of paper that's blank? Yeah. So like, I'm going to draw this right now because I feel like it. And then because they're saying that it seals better. I'm getting way too detailed with this. So this is the idea. So these would be individual sections, and they all tie into each other. That's just kind of my idea. So yeah, it expands down. So you would have just a tube. Then he's going to save on lids. So you brand one lid, good to go, and then you just this stays the bottom. It just goes at the very bottom, and then your expanders are right there. I don't know. That's my idea. And I think you'll save on costs. And I think he could probably make them cheaper. So that 3-pack set could just be a tube. That's my thought. And again, like you can still have this, and the other still can work too. You just have a bottom that goes on like maybe 2 or 3. You just expand it how you want to. Thanks, DDT. God dang it. That's not what I meant. Don't put words in my mouth, DDT. I feel like I almost need another shot. It's almost like another shot time. I feel like, where's Mike at? Only Mike can call out the shots. All right, I'll email the idea to him because I'd like to make some. I just hate how they've gotten more expensive, but I get it. It's manufacturing, but it sucks. So I'll check it out. By the way, Phil is working on the Harry Potter wand for the boy. I'm excited about that. For the over 80 crowd. I got you, Charlie. But yeah, I mean, I of course I like the idea. Let's also check 10 bids. 10 bids is getting there. They've added new categories where you can actually shop by category. So that's pretty exciting. I like that they put the kitchen sink right there. That's nice. And I see there's a buy it now option, but I'm not seeing where you can just buy it. I'm guessing if you log in, if you have a login to this, you could probably buy it for some kind of price. It probably means you have to have some kind of buy-in. I'm guessing. But I'm curious to see how this goes. I mean, I still I still want to see if that one goes for 1,000. I don't believe it will. I think they're lying. Don't trust your lying eyes. Don't trust your lying eyes. Do we need another shot? Everybody? Oh, shit. Oh! Mike did it. God dang it. Look at me. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I do like the old man. There we go. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm doing it because it got ice in it. Oh, shit. God, I gotta stop. I'm cussing like a sailor. Where's Phil? Excuse me. Jeez.
Oh, God, they must have heard me. Oh, God, I can hear me.
Don Hughes. Houston.
I am King Dingling on this thing.
Woo, mercy. That Heaven Hill. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. If you don't like Heaven Hill, something wrong with you. Because that stuff is good. Cincy, have you had any of Cincy, have you had any of that Memphis Special, the Blue Note? That stuff is, I'm probably going to stock up on that. That stuff's banging. Let's see. I am smoking a Wrath by Oliva, by the way, Donald. And that's the thing. We got to come together. I know if there's opposing views of people, we got to find a way to work on it. We got to do it. It's got to happen. I know there's plenty of strong people out there. A lot of 8 sealed cornet. Wow, look at these. Look at these. Look at that. Oh, look at the Briar Fox. How cool is that? Okay. Oh, they've updated a little bit. That's awesome. That's cool. There's some cool 10s coming up. Where's that ridiculously priced stuff? 300? Probably not going to go. Well, 500 grams? So that's a lot. 500 grams? No, it's not. That's 8 ounces. I'm stupid. I don't see anything too crazy. I'm not seeing super crazy yet. There's going to be super crazy somewhere. There is going to be some super crazy somewhere. So far, the prices are not awful yet. No. Usually it's in the esotericas where it gets really stupid. Man, I would love some Across the Pond. Ugh. I can't pull the trigger on it because I've been buying too much of the freaking Jefferson's Ocean. I need Donald Hughes to go get some from the Air Force Base down there from one of his buddies. $314. Starting to get up there. All right, I'm not seeing those $1,000 bags. I'm guessing that they didn't fly. Really? Really? No. 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 Rare my behind. All right. Let's get to the guy. Let's get to the guy because I'm ready to see him make some good.
All right, guys, I'm gonna attempt to make some homemade chili tonight. I've already got some hamburger meat in here. I'm gonna break him up.
Oh, a form of it. Oh, so it is more than wow. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the correction on that one.
It just always seemed to come out better in cast iron. I like to have me a Dutch oven.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
But I don't, so we're gonna use this cast iron skillet.
Holy shit!
Brown up this hamburger meat.
He's got an AK-47 right there. Oh my God!
80-20, so it's 80% beef.
You see it?
Whatever.
Oh God!
Browned up.
Oh, I hope he doesn't turn on that eye. Oh shit!
Add me some pepper if I can find it.
Wow.
Yeah, where's my pepper? We've lost pepper.
Wow.
SOS. SOS.
Yeah, look.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Gotta get that pepper.
All right, guys, time for pepper. I got him all peppered up. Got him salted.
He's got better lighting on that AK.
Here. Just browning it up a little bit. This cast iron skillet.
I would love it.
There beside me there, you can see a little AK pistol. AK-47 for the win. In case my tactical kitty gets out of hand, I might have to take her down.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to let him do his thing, and I got a lot of ingredients here I'm going to add.
Do it.
I got tomato sauce. I got diced tomatoes. I got some kidney beans, and chili beans.
Ooh.
I love beans in my chili. I got some hot sauce. I got some chili powder.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't there a specific bean for chili that's like poisonous if you don't cook it all the way through? There's a bean. Chat, anybody in there in the chat, can y'all confirm whether or not I think there's a bean that's actually poisonous? Maybe it's not. I don't think it's navy bean. I think maybe it's kidney beans. Isn't there a bean that's like really bad, like almost like, I guess, poisonous or whatever? I don't know the correct term for it, that like you have to cook it thoroughly or something like that. I don't know. Does anybody know about that? If not, maybe Google it. I don't know.
And some garlic powder. And when this chili here, or when this
no beans,
meat gets all good and browned up, I'll get right back and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, while that's browning up, get you a beer, get you a cigarette.
Oh no!
Take a drink.
He quit. Keith Stone. He quit, by the way. 4 years. 4 years. Good on him. Oh.
This is a good time just to think about things, you know it?
There you go, Sansi.
Did you guys know tomorrow night there's going to be a lunar eclipse? Don't know exactly what time it is.
I'm going to get copyright strike because he's playing that damn song.
A fan of like space, outer space type shit, you know? So once I find out exactly what time it is,
wow.
Pretty much bet your ass I'll be up to watch it. I think it's a total of 4 hours to do it. I don't think I'll watch all 4 hours of it tomorrow night, especially if it starts around 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Thank you, sir.
But I always thought that was a cool thing, man, like solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Of course, that lunar eclipse comes around, I think, about every 2 years. I'm not sure about the solar eclipse. But anyway, listen to some good music and
yes.
my meat up.
I'm gonna get 2 copyrights on this.
All browned up.
One for Ammo Head and one for the song.
I've got it draining. I'm gonna use the same skillet, cast iron, a little bit of that hamburger fat left in it.
DDT, that's the only way to make chili.
2 medium-sized onions in here. I got them all chopped up. I saved you the guys.
There we go.
I saved you guys the torture of watching me chop these things up. Now we're gonna let them do their thing just for a few minutes.
Do it, sir. Do it, good sir. Don't smoke on the bowl.
I haven't made this in a long time. This may turn out to be a disaster.
Is his name Mike? He said his name was
I
Mike.
think it'll be pretty damn good if you ask me.
He said his name was Mike.
I like a lot of onions. I love onions on anything. Now, if I was Halsey's Kitchen, I'd probably be throwing some damn jalapeno onions in here. But I don't do jalapeno peppers. Not for me. I guess I'm a pussy. I don't know. I like regular old white ass.
Did he say? Did he say Japalinos? My God, Mike, good to see you, brother. My God, did he say Japalinos? He said Japalinos. I love him. Love you, Mike. See you later.
Trying to keep this video short, so I'm going to pause it now and get back to you in a minute.
All right.
All right, guys and gals. These onions have been sweating for a few minutes. I don't want to cook them all the way through. I just want to sweat them out. Now I've got all this shit over here opened up. You see all those cans? There's my tactical cat.
Oh, look, Calico.
I'm getting ready to add all that in here in a second. Now I'm not going to drain none of this juice because I'm not going to add no chicken stock. I'm not going to add no beef stock.
That's what he said, DDT.
So I'm going to use the juice from all this and hope this skillet right here holds it all.
Cigarette ash rotting it.
Cat's going
Adds a little flavor.
Again. She heard all these cans opening up, and she thought I was giving her some tuna fish. Well, she had a big surprise, didn't she? Now, this is going to cook for a while. I'm going to let this shit simmer down. All right, there's tomato sauce. Let's add some diced tomatoes now. Juice and all.
Do it.
Get all that incorporated in there. That's right. I get drinking, I use big words. Incorporated. Kidney beans.
Oh, he didn't strain those at all.
My chili.
All right.
There's more in the bottom. I'll dig that out here in a second. Another can of light red kidney beans.
Maybe he did strain
And
those.
more in the bottom. I'll dig it out in a minute.
He'll dig it out.
Give it a good stirring around.
He is a skillet
It's
master.
getting full, ain't it? Chili beans.
Chili beans. Oh, no, he didn't strain it at all.
Oh, those all came out. I ain't gonna miss getting them out. Chili beans. Get you some. Good stuff.
Get you some.
Oh, it's getting full. It won't be that full when I'm done with it, though. He's gonna be cooking for a while.
You know when you're playing that kind of music.
Let's get our hamburger meat that's been.
You know when you're playing that kind of music, it's
for a while.
for sure.
In there.
This is gonna be a long cook.
Yeah, fill it up. Fill it fast, up, boy. Get all that incorporated.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, this is a full skillet.
I can only imagine the stories of that skillet there, Matthew. Get it. Chug it, Donald. Both of you.
I love cooking with cast iron, guys. If you've never cooked with cast iron, you're missing out. And when I keep saying Dutch oven, where a Dutch oven is, it's made out of cast iron, just like this pan here is. But you can get them different depths, like a big pot. And hell, you can get them. I like to get me about a 10-inch deep Dutch oven.
I tell you what.
Shit like this in. But I'm going to incorporate all this up. Well, let's go ahead and I'm going to add me some. Gotta have some garlic. Love garlic.
Loves garlic.
Some real garlic. I got garlic powder. I'm going to add quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Get it.
Chili powder. Chili powder. Get your ass in there. How do you open?
Get your ass in there.
That's probably enough. Don't know how much that was, but. Now, I don't like a whole lot of heat. I'm going to use just a little bit of hot sauce.
Oh, some tapatio.
Paul's kitchen done had, hell, he done had a whole jar of damn jalapenos in here.
Jalapenos.
But this is fine with me right there.
I like some tapatio.
I'll taste it later on and see if I
That's
need
good.
more. But I'm going to get this all mixed up, guys, and I'm going to let this sucker cook for a couple hours anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I see
I'll
it.
get back with you. I'll show you how it is. Oh, yeah, guys, I forgot to tell you. Don't bring this up to a boil. You need to simmer this. You need to see some steam coming out, but you don't really want to see a whole lot of bubbles. All right, so I'm gonna put this on medium-low.
Medium-low, okay.
And I'm gonna let this cook for probably about an hour, and I'll check on it every 10 to 15 minutes and give it a good stirring up.
Yeah, I'm with you. Reduce it down.
Right now, that's a hell of a chili. Look at that. But I'm gonna let some of this juice evaporate. And it's going to be even better. It's going to look even better than it does right now. So, we won't.
Yeah, why not? There's still room, Boris.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have protection.
Say the name.
There's the AK. There's the Kalashnikov.
47 pistol, baby. That's right. See you guys. Be back in a few minutes.
All of a sudden, BAM!
That's some damn good music. All right, guys.
Boris, good to see you.
It's been about 10 minutes. I'm just checking it. It's starting to boil just a little bit. I think I said a while ago you don't want to see no bubbles. Well, you're going to have to see bubbles.
You gotta see bubbles.
Steam. Right there, son. See that?
He's got it.
That's good stuff.
Stick your finger on in there.
I think I'm going to name this video Tactical Chili AK-47 style.
Oh my Lord.
But we'll see. We'll just lay him over
Wow. He's got some good music. Don't! Oh God, don't lay it there!
I don't like where he's laying. But anyway.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's better. You guys can see the chili and the AK. It's good stuff. It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah, keep on moving it.
Everybody.
Move it on out.
Some jazz.
Holy
My chili steaming. I got my AK-47.
guy's
pistol.
a mess.
Things are good.
Yeah, why not?
That's gonna be some good shiz in it. After it boils down for about an hour or so. Jesus, don't buy friggin' cheap ass fucking goddamn. Alrighty, guys, the chili's cooking down really, really nice. It's looking great. You guys see that? What the hell was that? I've been hearing something the last couple of minutes, like some kind of damn moaning noise. Let's go check it out. It's like that damn turkey. Last time of Thanksgiving, I heard it gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble!
Right here. What the hell is that? That's a damn zombie.
Oh God.
I want you to look this close to Christmas and zombies are still hunting for brains. Holy shit.
How? Oh God. How dare they?
AK-47 pistol out, guys. Hang on 1 second.
Oh no.
Look at him. There he is. All right. Let's see if we can get that son of a bitch.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh! Oh! Oh!
That's it. Yeah, I got him. 5 shots. Let's take a look real quick. Where'd I get him at? The eyeballs are still there. Oh, I got him in the gut. That means he's still alive. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Look,
You're all invited to dinner.
100. Handy, let's get the zombie before he gets us.
Was that a shotgun? Was that a shotgun? Oh, it's snowing. Is that a shotgun? Oh, it is. Oh my God!
Now let's see if we got him. First zombie I've seen around these parts, guys.
I'll drink to that.
That's a humongous hole.
Cheers.
Thank goodness we ain't got to mess with zombies here in southern Kentucky anymore. Got him right in the head.
Southern Kentucky.
Right. Let's go check on the chili. Okay, guys.
Why not?
It's been taken care of and the chili is done. It's reduced a lot of that water out of it. Or a lot of that juice from the beef.
I agree, Andrew. Nothing like.
Put him in a bowl. I'm gonna bowl him up, and show you the finished product. Hang on 1 second.
Should I make a short of this
Turned off. He's still
just to promote his channel?
Let's add some of this bowl right here. I'll give it a taste test. It is absolutely perfect.
That's a big ass bowl.
You guys see that?
That is. Boris, y'all do that all the time, don't you?
Oh yeah, that's plenty.
Don't be surprised.
Add some more onions to the top of it.
Yeah, I like that. I like some onions on there. Crunchy, maybe a little cheese, sour cream. That looks like a good chili.
Now, I actually
I'd eat that chili.
broke down and bought some shredded.
There we go. Yes, hit it with the cheese. Where the Fritos at, baby? Because I will Frito chili bag.
You never see me cook with shredded cheese, hardly ever. Oh, it's going to be.
We'll do a shredded cheese pro tip. I'll write it down.
Now, how about that?
I wrote it down.
Homemade chili, onions, cheddar cheese, good stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. All right, guys, thanks for hanging on this long. We've shot a zombie with an AK. We've shot a zombie with a shotgun.
Yes.
And we're getting ready to enjoy some homemade chili.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you.
Holy God Almighty.
All right, guys, I'm gonna attempt to make some homemade chili.
Yes, thumbs up. That might have been the funniest damn video I have seen him do. I don't think that's way on down. That's way back. That's freaking hilarious. That is so freaking funny. Oh my word. I can't believe that. By God, that's amazing. That is amazing. That is great. By the way, what I wrote down was with my Waffle House. All right, if you want to know how Waffle House I am, look at that. That's an official Waffle House pen. You got that? You see that? That's right. Official Waffle House pen. By the way, don't use shredded cheese on anything. My wife will kill me if I use shredded cheese, especially like shredded parm or anything like that, because they use, just like how you have humectants for tobacco to keep it fresh, they use a powder for shredded cheese to keep it separated. And it just, having fresh grated cheese, it's night and day. There is nothing like it. By the way, don't forget, we're going live tomorrow. Please share it. Please share it. I love you guys. Please share it and let's have some fun. Ganja was in here. Everybody's in here, asking how they can support. That's how you support. Just share it to your Facebook or Instagram, whatever. Just tell people what you're watching. Okay? Just tell them what you're watching. You don't have to bomb anybody or anything like that. Just tell them what you're watching. My God. Woo! Mercy! What a night. What a night. I love all of y'all. Hopefully y'all like it. Y'all liking these lives Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and Friday. I hope y'all like it and appreciate it. I love hanging out with you. I'm envious so much of all y'all going to Vegas. It drives me nuts. If we didn't have all our stuff booked already, vacation time and everything, work was already allocated, I'd be there. My wife even said it. She's like, she'd be there. She'd be there. She'd be there in a heartbeat, baby. She'd do it. And I'm like, oh, please. I need to add Ammo Head to this, too. He's a donor. He's a donor. He's definitely a donor. We'll see y'all Friday. See you tomorrow.